Welcome to the Living in Utah live question and answer session Thursday evening. I call it Throw It Out There Thursday. You're welcome to throw out any questions you would like. It's an open forum. If you want to talk about things around the state of Utah, real estate, maybe you're joining us from outside of the country and you have some general questions about the United States. I would be glad to answer those. Also, and topic for tonight will be, are we running out of water? State of Utah running out of water? Nah, of course not. Last year, it was all doom and gloom. We were, very low on water and we're in a drought and we need water, et cetera, et cetera. Then came this winter. Boom. Record snowfall, especially in the mountains, packed the snow in the mountain. Good news. So we are not short on water. And that's for the entire state. I mean, last year, northern Utah wasn't doing too bad. Southern Utah, though, the reservoirs were really drying up. So now, as a state, our capacity is past 80%. That is for the state. 18 of the state's largest reservoirs, we have a total of 45. 18 of them are at 100% or higher right now as we are in mid-June. And of course, the snow has stopped many months ago. With that, we have another 20 that are ranging between 80 to 90% full of capacity. So when you take the 20 and the 18, 38, so you can pretty much say 38 reservoirs are between 80 to 100%. That is very good. Compare that to last year. This time last year, our system was at 60% capacity. And only a dozen of our reservoirs were listed above 80%. So it's a huge turnaround. But the news, as far as water goes, gets even better. We still have 0.7 of an inch statewide of snowpack left in the mountains. Now, there are some areas that still have feet of snow, but the way that they measure it, we still have almost an inch still to come down, melt, come down, fill the reservoirs more. So we are in very good shape. Who knows what happens end of this year, next year. I think as a state, we still need to conserve more desert landscaping, more xeriscape. Not require businesses to put 10% landscaping in. Well, if they do require 10% landscape, make it all desert landscaping instead of the grass and the trees that a lot of cities are requiring. We still need to cut back. After all, we don't know what the future's like. I really worry about the southern part of the state with the growth that we have in the southern part. We may have to feed from northern Utah into southern Utah to supply some water. Same goes with areas like Mesquite, Las Vegas, Phoenix. I noticed an article in Phoenix where they are going to cut the new builds because they do not have the water. What that exactly means, my guess would be existing home prices are going up. If they restrict building permits with the amount of people moving into an area like Arizona, existing home prices will just continue to climb. So, yes, no more competition really in areas like that. So, for the state of Utah, though, we are doing very well when it comes to water capacity. And when you look at the list on the reservoirs that are at about 100% capacity, you'll find most of them are in northern Utah. As we go, probably northern Utah, maybe One or two of these, I believe, are located around the Cedar City area, but it's great for the state. So very, very good. Do we have any questions this evening I can answer? As far as the rest of the state of Utah, we are northern Utah right now. We are in temperatures in the mid 80s, 82 to 88, somewhere there. It is, I think it's beautiful temperatures. Even in southern Utah right now, we are about 98, 99. There have been many summers where I've seen 110, 115 degree temperatures. So I think the weather is fantastic. A little bit of rain this week, just a little, not as much as last week, which is great. A little bit more water for the yards, etc., etc. Farmers face any restrictions in irrigation when there is a drought? Yes, they sure do. Last year there was restrictions. Yes, 100%. So do you think the recent floods with snowmelt may affect home insurance in the future? I would say no. We did not see a lot of floods. I mean, there was some. There was some kind of like, isolated areas in a sense around. I hope it doesn't affect home insurance rates. I haven't heard of anything. I mean, it's definitely not like Florida or areas of California where there are companies that are literally pulling out. So I haven't heard of any of that. We have had some price increases on home insurance. My personal home insurance has gone up. Rental property home insurance has gone up. But talking to the agents, they say a lot of that's due to the inflation, the higher costs, and the higher home values. And that's one of the reasons my home price went up. I reevaluated. This is something to do if you do purchase a home in the state of Utah, or if you currently have a home in the state of Utah. You need to see what the amount is. Say it burnt to the ground. How much are they going to pay you? Will that amount add up to what new construction costs right now to get a home rebuilt? And when I looked at my numbers, it would not cover the replacement cost. One of the reasons that it came to my mind was I know an individual that had a fire, took out most of the home. And I noticed when I had driven by, I can see it from a major road that I take, that there wasn't much progress. I could see a lot of work being done, and all of a sudden it stopped. I gave him a call, and he said he ran out of money. The insurance company paid X amount of dollars. He ran out of money. They got pretty much the home rebuilt with sheetrock. They ran out of money when it came to flooring, paint, doors, kitchen cabinets, bathrooms. They spent money as they went along, and they literally were on hold. The project was on hold, and they had to come up with more money to finish the home to move back into. So and that made me start thinking, hey, what do I have on my properties? Is it enough to rebuild the home if it burnt to the ground? So, and with construction costs these days being high, it's definitely worth, I think it's worth looking into. Worst case scenario, a fire, unless it's a small fire that's put out, if the fire department has to come, there's probably not a whole lot left of someone's home, typically. Consider most of them are constructed out of wood, so they just burn and burn. But yeah, I would make sure that the dollar amount will keep up with what the construction costs are right now. And you might be shocked at what new construction or construction costs in general, what the prices are. It's very shocking. So You're welcome, as always. I enjoy the Thursday evenings. It's a great time. Um, yeah, I love the state of Utah, actually. And that's one of the reasons I have a channel and have this. I love where I live. I honestly do. And I have been asked many times if I had to move, where would I move to? And I honestly don't know. Honestly, do not know. There have been places around the United States that, places like Hawaii and San Diego, that I have vacationed at, and I've always said, nice, really nice places, et cetera, et cetera. But would I move to some of those areas like San Diego? Not too sure if I could afford San Diego. And like Hawaii, I think I would get island fever. Being on the island, I would love it, but maybe not. My wife is a nurse and she feels Logan is a good place to move to. We have kids who will be graduating high school soon. Is it a good move? I love Cache Valley. I personally think that that area of the state is a hidden gem. I enjoy my visits up there. I was just up there last week, actually. I love the area. Few years ago, so the negatives or the cons, I shouldn't really say negative, just a couple cons. A few years ago, had to deal with amenities, restaurants, shopping choices, et cetera, et cetera. Was a little bit more limited. You had to drive down to areas like Ogden, which is a 1 hour drive. I guess one of the cons still would be if you have to catch a flight in Salt Lake City, you're about a 2 hour drive from Logan one way. So if you are, working a job at where you catch a flight, I mean, you have to consider, are you willing to drive 2 hours to the airport and 2 hours back? But the flights haven't changed. You still have to drive. But as far as amenities go, we now have Sam's Club in Logan. They just built a Costco. Places like In-N-Out Burger, many other places are now calling Logan home. I was just trying to think of the coffee place that just opened up that is really busy up there. I got stuck in traffic behind it. But I'm drawing a blank. But Dutch Brothers Coffee just opened up in Logan. They're opening, or it might have opened. Jack in the Box is also opening. So anyways, there are more amenities now in Logan, especially with the Costco opening and the Sam's Club, and the town is growing. So I would imagine there's not much need to drive into the Ogden area or the Salt Lake area. You will have more choices of restaurants throughout Ogden, Layton, and Salt Lake City. But as far as everyday stuff, like your Walmarts, your Shopkos, Costco's, and other grocery stores, there's other grocery chains up there. So everyday items, doctor's offices, hospitals, all there in Logan. So yes, yeah, it's great. It's a great area. It's a great area. I enjoy. I personally would live in Logan. My wife's asked me many times when we've been up there. We do like to support Utah State athletics. We enjoy going to the games up there. My only thing is I work the Salt Lake market, and for me to drive 2 hours to Salt Lake City is just too much for me. Too long of a day. But that's the only thing that keeps me. My wife works from home now, so she could live anywhere. But would you consider Brigham City being the most affordable in northern part of the state? I would say yes and no. You'll find just north of Brigham City, the Tremonton area is probably a little bit less than Brigham City. And the main reason would be, or one of the reasons, when you live in Tremonton, It's a small town. It's definitely small town community. I believe there's a grocery store up there. Not a whole lot of amenities. You have to drive into Logan, which would be, and Brigham City is the same. Brigham City does have more. There's a Walmart in Brigham City. They have more than what Tremont does. But you have to drive into Logan or you'd have to drive into Ogden. From Tremont to Ogden is probably 45 minutes to an hour. Brigham City to Ogden is about a 30-minute commute. Brigham City to Logan is probably about 30 to 40 minutes. Tremont and over to Logan is about a 30-minute drive. So, but that area in general, yes. In and out. We're from San Diego and miss it terribly. We're in South Carolina now. Can't wait to treat the kids with In and Out. Awesome. Yes, we have In and Out throughout the state. Many locations from the north all the way down to St. George has a location. Salt Lake City, Provo area, Ogden area, now Logan. Yeah, In and Out has branched out throughout the state. So Mike, your depth of knowledge is invaluable. Thank you, sir, for everything you do. You're welcome anytime. It's just the knowledge I have of spending time in my car every day driving through these communities. So I do see a lot. I enjoy it too, though. I have spots throughout the state that when I feel, and mostly just during the summer months and spring and fall, when I feel like stressed or I just want to relax and take a nap. So I usually have a portable chair in my trunk. There's a few spots. Most of them are along little river streams and you're shaded by the trees. Sometimes I will just pull the chair out, have lunch, and take a nap. And you get the breeze and you get the beautiful streams running in front of you and just let all the worries in life just flow down the river. So great scenery, great spots. Many people in the state have spots, if you want to call it stress relief or taking a break. People will have their favorite hiking spots, their favorite fishing spots, mostly areas that are nice and quiet. You can be by yourself or with your loved ones, et cetera, et cetera. There are a lot of areas to kind of like unwind, take a break, take a hike, take a nap. It's great. It's really great. So when I don't answer my phone, I'm napping by a stream. No, I'm just joking. It doesn't happen all the time, but every once in a while. So every once in a while. So it's one of the favorite things me and the wife like to do. We'll sometimes grab some lunch and we'll stop by a place like that. And we'll get our chairs out and we'll take a little nap and just watch the river run and eat lunch and enjoy Mother Nature a little bit. So it's definitely a highlight in my life. So, or an enjoyment in life that's actually cost $0. So an inexpensive hobby. Any more questions this evening before I call it a night? It's been a great night. Hope everybody has a great weekend. And I can't believe how fast the year is going by. I'll be here again next Thursday, and then it is July the 4th. I will be around that week. I just can't believe how fast July the 4th has come this year, come around. Wow. It's definitely flying by. Hope everybody has a good weekend. Take care. Stay safe. Let's see one more question real quick. I wasn't disappointed driving anywhere during the 2 years we lived in Orem. Oh, okay. So you came to Utah before. Beautiful. But now we have 3 more kids and I can't wait to reveal splendors: Utah, Idaho, Colorado. Yes. And that is it to a T right there. You just described Utah in general, one of the biggest pros. being able to take your kids to some spectacular places and go hiking and mountain biking and go for a walk and go fishing, whatever your desire is. That right there, the family lifestyle, the outdoor lifestyle, whether you're camping, whatever your desire is, that's Utah in general. There are many, many places. And if that's your lifestyle, then, this is one of many places in the United States that also offer similar lifestyle. Colorado offers a very similar lifestyle. But yes, that right there is, it depends. Everybody's different. So, I mean, they're in South Carolina and Florida. For some people, it's the beaches. Now they love the beaches and, love spending their free time on the beaches. In Utah, it's the outdoor activities that we have, and it's great for families. Excellent for families. And compared to, like a big city, maybe kids who grew up sometimes in a big city. In Utah, you get to experience as a kid whatever you'd like. If you want to go horseback riding, mountain biking, ATV, UTV, camping, fishing, hunting, it's all here. Archery, you name it. And I just think it's a great experience for kids of all ages. And we also have all the other things like youth football and baseball and soccer and everything else. And you can ski in the winter. You can snowboard, snowmobile. I mean, the list just goes on and on and on. And I'm sure I'm missing some. Rock climbing. Many, many things that kids get the opportunity. I actually took my brother. I have a brother who does not live in the state of Utah. He brought his daughters out here. And one of the things they wanted to do was go horseback riding. So we made that happen. They had a great time. They were younger at the time, I think probably about 9 and 11 years old. But those opportunities are here. Mount Timpanogos. Yep. Right down there where you were living at one time. Outdoors, wide open space, wilderness. Yes, that's Utah in a nutshell. That's what Utah has to offer. Very similar in Idaho and Colorado and Wyoming. And that's the lifestyle here in Utah. Hope everybody has a great weekend. I'll see you again next week.